AUD JPY is softening, and it's now coming back below 97.00 after having a brief spike above that level earlier in the day. So what's going on here? Well, we had the release of the final manufacturing PMIs for September, and it seems like the one that really had the biggest impact was out of China. We saw the final manufacturing PMI come in at 48.1 versus a forecast of 49.0. The previous month was 49.4. And when we get a number below 50, it shows that the manufacturing activity is shrinking. And this is bad news for the Australian dollar, because it means that demand is falling. And Australia is a commodity producer and exporter. So when the world's second biggest economy is showing a fall in demand, it doesn't bode well for the Australian dollar. Also, another reason why we're seeing the Australian dollar fall at the moment is because we had the US ISM manufacturing data that came out yesterday, which also showed a contraction in the US manufacturing sector. And this is possibly giving the market some pause and making them question whether the Federal Reserve will continue to hike rates in November. If there is a big fall in demand from the world's two biggest economies, then that's not good for risk assets, and it's weighing on the Australian dollar at the moment. Now, if we look at the technicals, there's not really much support until we get to the 96.00 level. There was a low at 96.38, but that was during the Asian session, and that's not really a valid swing low. The next level of support is the 96.00 level, and right now, the market's looking pretty weak. So it wouldn't be a surprise if we do see the Australian dollar fall to that 96.00 level over the next few days. And just to add to that, we also have the RBA minutes that are due tomorrow, and if they do show a more dovish stance from the RBA, then that would put further downside pressure on the Australian dollar. The market's already pricing in a big rate hike from the RBA tomorrow, so if the minutes are more dovish than the market expects, then we could see some disappointment, and that could result in a sell-off in the Australian dollar. Right now, the market's pricing in a 75 basis point hike from the RBA tomorrow, but if the minutes are more dovish than expected, then the market may start to price in a 50 basis point hike, which could cause some selling pressure in the Australian dollar. So overall, the Australian dollar is looking pretty weak. The manufacturing data out of China and the US is not good, and that's weighing on the currency. We also have the RBA minutes that are due tomorrow, which could cause some volatility in the Australian dollar. Support is seen at 96.00. That's the next level to watch for the Australian dollar. If you want to know more about the technical analysis, then make sure to check out the full video on my channel.